Hi everyone, in this video we're going to cover the differences between using Calendly and the Simply Schedule Appointments plugin for teams. We think Simply Schedule Appointments is a great solution for team members, especially when used on WordPress websites. We feel like there are a few different highlight features that we think are worth considering if you want to make a switch. I've built a comparison table to walk you through all the differences, and then we'll go into a live demo just to show you how the team member feature works. So I'm not going to cover every single point here on our table, but just go over the most important highlights. So starting from the top, again, this is assuming that there are 10 team members. So if you have a staff of 10 people and each one needs to accept appointments for clients, this would be something for you to consider. So here on the left-hand side, we have all the Calendly information, and then we have the Simply Schedule Appointments information. So one of the biggest highlights that we want to point out is the price. So Calendly offers a team plan that they charge $16 per seat per month. You can be charged annually, which reduces the price for you, but either way, you'll still be paying somewhere around $160 per month, which totals to about $1,920 per year. If you plan to grow your team, this is something that you really heavily have to consider when adding more people to your account, whereas Simply Schedule Appointments makes it really easy for you to predict the whole year because it's only $299 flat. So no matter how many team members you add, no matter how many appointments you add, it's never going to change on you. Comparing $1,900 to $300 a year, it's almost a no-brainer. So next thing we want to point out is the level of customization. So Calendly offers a few different things that you can adjust. For example, they offer a little color picker just for a few different accent pieces, and they also let you swap out the logo. But just note that the free plan and the essentials plan do not allow you to remove their branding or customize the colors. Of course, the team plan, which is $16 per seat per month, they do let you make all those customizations, but just something to keep in mind. So Simply Schedule Appointments lets you customize colors, for example, the accent color and the background color, but you can get very, very custom with how your calendar looks, just because Simply Schedule Appointments offers a custom CSS option as well, and we also provide a bunch of copy and paste snippets that you guys can use to modify all the elements across the booking calendar. Then the next thing I wanted to point out is our team features. So in a side-by-side comparison, I think we match up pretty well with the team features that Calendly offers. We allow assigning all or just a single person to a booking. We allow group assignments, so one team member can handle multiple bookings. We don't offer round robin assignment just yet, but we're very close to releasing it. We just need to test it out a little bit further. We have the ability to reassign appointments. The admin can log in and change who the bookings are assigned to. And then we also offer notifications, Google Calendar Sync, SMS for team members as well. And a few of the features that Calendly doesn't have is the ability to randomly assign to a single person on the team. And I will also add that we are very close to releasing our new resources feature, which will not only let you assign a team member to a booking, but will also allow you to assign a resource, anything like a meeting room or any kind of object a team member would require during their meeting with a client. You can assign it here as well. Alrighty, and next thing we have the integrations. The one thing that makes Simply Schedule Appointments stand out is the just sheer number of WordPress integrations and how well it integrates with WordPress websites. Calendly offers a basic embed code that you need to copy and paste into your website, but aside from that, there is no real integration with logged in users on WordPress. There's no integration with like Gravity Forms, the events calendar, any other WordPress tool that you may have on your website. Calendly has no way to interact with those. Whereas Simply Schedule Appointments, we do have an integration with Gravity Forms, Formidable Forms, Elementor, Divi, WP Fusion. So Simply Schedule Appointments is built for WordPress. We built this with WordPress users in mind, so we want to make sure it's the most integrated, best user experience for anybody taking appointments on their WordPress website. Whereas Calendly, WordPress is a very small fragment of their client base, and they may not prioritize users embedding this on their website. We also have a very close matchup on other third-party integrations. For example, we both offer webhooks integration, we both offer Google Calendar integration, MailChimp, Stripe and PayPal to take payments, Google Analytics, and the one thing I will say Calendly may beat us at is HubSpot, Salesforce, like CRM integrations. But we do offer the webhooks feature, which will let you connect to any other platform like Zapier, which has tons of connections to all the kind of CRMs you could possibly think of. You're not completely locked in there. And the last thing I want to point out is the support. So we are a small team, but we always make sure to get back to every single ticket within one business day. So we go through everybody's questions with the most care and respect that we can possibly give to a customer. And we love making sure everyone walks away with a good answer, a workaround, just anything to help you build the booking system that you need and make sure it's working smoothly. Whereas Calendly, I did find this Trustpilot page, which gave them a 2.5 stars across 113 reviews. I mean, it kind of makes sense. They're a very big company. So scaling support and making sure you get to, I would imagine, like thousands and thousands of emails becomes much more difficult. You can go out and look at these review websites on your own and see for yourself. With that, let's move over to our live demo. All right, so here is a marketing agency website. They are currently set up to use Calendly. So as you can see here, this is my contact page. And from here, I would like customers to book a time with me. We have Calendly here. And if we click through it, you can see just how out of place this looks. You see we have the Calendly branding here. We have the scroll bar. For free and essential users, you can't change these Calendly blue colors. But let's click through those. And I mean, everything looks fine, but as you can see, like it just doesn't fit in here on this web page. And it just feels a bit clunky. Not the worst solution, of course, but it could be better. So I'm going to show you and introduce you to the Simply Schedule Appointments plugin by going first to our WordPress dashboard. Alrighty, so from here, I'm going to move my little picture over here. So from here, you'll see that on the left-hand side at the very bottom, we have an Appointments tab. So this is where all the Simply Schedule Appointment settings, appointments, anything that you want to adjust is going to live here. So opening up the dashboard, here we have the Simply Schedule Appointments dashboard. So we have a few different tabs. This is where the appointments live. This is where all the calendars live. This is where any settings that you need to adjust, for example, Google Calendar integration, your webhooks, and of course your team members are going to be here. And then we have a support tab where you can contact our support team. We're just one click away, is what we like to say. Going back to the team members, again, I will say this is not a full tutorial on how to set up team members. We have a separate video on how to do that, and you can go watch that one. But this one, I just want to go over the different features, what you can do. And so to get started, here's my team booking settings. As you can see, I already have 2 team members created, one for Jerry and one for Elaine. You can see that little WP next to their name means that they're a WordPress user as well, so they can log into your WordPress site and manage their SSA settings from here. So just to give you a quick tour of their team member profile, this is their contact information. If you have the SMS feature set up too, you'll have the phone number for this team member to fill in from here. We have the display name, their email address, and then here you can see, can this user log in? If you click it, it automatically creates a WordPress user for them. Now, if they are a WordPress user, they can be given a few different permissions. Can they manage their own blackout dates, their own working hours, their own Google account? So here I've selected all of them for Jerry. And then next we have the availability tab for them. You can see which appointment types they're assigned to. We can also view and edit their blackout dates just for this team member, but you can also edit site-wide or company-wide blackout dates as well. And then you can also set custom working hours in case you want to override the appointment type or the calendar's working hours for this team member. And lastly, you can see from here how many Google Calendar accounts they've connected. We don't list them out just for privacy concerns, but you can, as an admin, see whether they've connected something or not. And lastly, here's our web meeting URL. If your team members are taking online meetings, this is where they would enter their personal Zoom room, for example, and this would automatically get routed to any appointments that they're getting booked for. Alrighty, so that is a quick overview on the team members. Let me go ahead and create a brand new one just so you can see how fast it is to create one. Alright, so here is the new profile for George, and if I want George to be able to log into his WordPress website, just have to click this, click save, and George automatically has a new WordPress user he can use to log in. Of course, I can go back and edit the permissions for George and then edit anything else I would like from here. But let's go ahead and click save, and let's go in and add him to all the calendars. So here in my appointment types, I have 3 different types of calendars. We have a sales demo, we have a contract review calendar, and then we have this one to meet with Elaine. So let's take a look and go ahead and add George to our calendars as well. So sales demo, we can scroll down to the team members section, and this is where we'll be assigning our team members. Right now we have the option to assign it randomly to any single one of the team members selected. We have the option to select all of the team members selected. In case you want to have a group meeting with everyone on the team, that would be the option to do it, or you can select none if no team members need to be assigned here. But we have any selected, so right now we just want to go ahead and add George. So now any one of the following team members is going to be assigned to the appointment, just at random. Again, we have round robin coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. I guess we could go over the rest of the appointment type editor very quickly. From here, the basics tab, you can edit the duration of these appointments. From here, we have a drag and draw editor, so it's really easy to add working hours for all the team members from here. You can change intervals, or you can be, if you're really picky about when those meetings start, you can use the specific start times. We have availability window if you want to limit when these appointments take place in time. We also have the capacity feature if you guys want to assign more than one client to each team member. We have scheduling options to tailor the schedule a little further. For example, you can add a little padding between each appointment, or you can set a notice required limit as well as an advanced limit. We have booking windows and per day limit, so if you only want 2 of these appointments per day, you can do that from here. Next, we have our Google Calendar sync integration. Right now, we're not syncing to any calendar, but let's go ahead and sync to this one, and I can show you what that looks like towards the end of the video. And then you can check these for conflicts. One thing to quickly note is that when using the team booking feature, we have 2 levels of Google Calendar sync. When setting the calendars from this view here in the appointment type editor, you're basically setting the calendar conflicts for all the team members. So if you want to make sure your team members are not booked for all the US holidays, you can do so from here. But we also have the team member level of Google Calendar integration, which will only affect each team member's schedules. So again, this is for all the team members assigned, and then the team member profiles lets you be more specific on who it affects, who the calendar conflicts affect. Alrighty, so next we have web meetings. As you can see, if we select use the team member's web meeting URL, it'll pull from their profile. And then we have the customer information. You can tailor all the fields that the customer fills in the booking form. And then we have an overview of all the notifications. And lastly, we have a new booking flow feature, which lets you rearrange the sequence of screens that your user sees when they're filling out the booking form. Right now we have 3 different flows. So we have the expanded flow, which is our default one, which shows the date screen followed by the time screen. And from here you can edit the views on each one. We also have the express view, which puts the date and time selection onto the same screen. And you can also edit the different views. And then we have the first available in case you guys want to offer or suggest the first available time slot to the client visiting your booking form. So for this demo, let's go ahead and use our new Express view, and we can just stick to time of day columns, and we'll go ahead and save. And so next, let's go ahead and just add George really quickly to our contract review. So team members, this one's set to schedule all of the team members. So let's include George in that one, and then meet with Elaine. If you want to have a calendar that specifically assigns bookings to one single team member, then you can create a new calendar like this and only assign that specific team member. So here only Elaine is selected, so all new appointments are routed directly to her. Let's go ahead and save. Okay, so now that we have our 3 calendars ready, I'm going to show you what it looks like when a team member logs in, how they would manage their settings. So going back to our WordPress dashboard and going to the users page, I'm using a user switching plugin, so that's why I'm able to log in as my team members. But let's go ahead and log in as Elaine just to see what it looks like for her. So I'm going to use this little switch to button. And this is what the dashboard would look for her. So we have a custom team member user role that we assign to any team members created through the plugin, through the SSA plugin. And they would see a very limited view. As you can see here, they can only edit their profile on WordPress, and then they have access to the appointments dashboard. But even if we open this one, you can see that it's also much more limited for team members. So they can see all the upcoming appointments, again, only the ones assigned to themselves. And then they have the My Profile area where they can adjust their contact information. For example, if they have a phone number, it would show up here as well. Then we have the availability. They can connect to their Google account. And then we have web meetings where they can enter their personal Zoom meeting room if they have one. All right, so going back to my admin account, let's go ahead and embed our new calendars onto the website and see how they all work. So switching back to the team admin, and let's go to our WordPress website and go to our contact page. All right, so here under Contact Us, we still have our Calendly form, so let's go ahead and edit this page. All right, scrolling down, we're going to remove this little HTML block from Calendly. As you can see here, Calendly does require that you enter this little block of code, but I'm going to show you how much neater it is to do it with Simply Schedule Appointments, so let's get rid of this one. And to add a Simply Schedule Appointments calendar, you would just go into the block inserter menu and look up the appointment booking form block. So we can drag and drop this into place. No need to go to another site and get the HTML embed code. It's all right here. Also, if you're using Elementor, Divi, or Beaver Builder, the same thing applies. We have a block that you can just drag and drop into place. The other cool thing is that you can see it live. So this is what it's going to look like for my customer, instead of just seeing a little block of HTML when I'm editing my page. Here we have our 3 calendars. They're all listed right now, but let me move myself again. So we have our 3 calendars, but if you look on the right-hand side, we have the appointment booking form block, and we can change a few of the different settings. We can change which appointment types are listed. We can change the view of the list here. So I can change this to a grid view, and it looks like this. Let's change it back to list. We can also adjust the booking flows from here, which will apply to all my calendars. And we also can change the accent color and the background color, as well as the padding around it. So starting from the top, I do only want to list out my sales demo here on my contact page. And since the appointment types view doesn't apply anymore, we'll just leave that out. And next, the booking flows, I don't want to adjust that right now, so I'm just going to close that one as well. What I do want to change, though, is the accent color and the background color, just so it matches a little better with my site. I do want the darker background from the page, as well as this little purple highlight applied to my calendar, so let's go ahead and change that. So now that we have our colors changed and everything looks good to me, I'm going to go ahead and update the page, and we can go ahead and view it. Okay, so scrolling down, you can see that this already feels much better than Calendly. You can see that it matches the darker background of the page, and you can see here in the small little details how the pink is matching the rest of my website's pink or purple theme. You can see my little accent color here in the pink. If we click a day, you can see that the pink is matching here in my time slots as well. So let's go ahead and select one of those, and let's book an appointment. All right, so here's our confirmation screen. It just says, thank you, your appointment is booked for sales demo. And it gives you the time of the appointment. It gives you a quick overview of the information you entered. If you need to change it, you can click here. You can also manually save it to the calendar, but I do want to show you what it looks like with the automatic Google Calendar integration. So this is for August 17th. So let's open our Google Calendar and scroll to August 17th. All right, so here on the 17th, so we see that Cosmo booked for 11:30 to 11:15. And if we look at the guests, you can see that our team member Elaine is included too. If either the team member or the person booking, the customer booking, needs to change the appointment, they have the option to change it from here. And here's the edit appointment page. They can edit their information if they want to change their name or email. They can reschedule if they don't like this time anymore, or they can just simply cancel the appointment from here as well. All right, so going back to my website here, let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and open the appointments page so we can review that new booking that came through. All right, so here is our appointment. Let's open it up and view the details. So from here, you can see we have the customer name. We know which appointment type they booked and the team member assigned to this person. We also can edit the team members. So if we want to take Elaine off, or we can also add additional team members. If you want to have Jerry or George on the call too, you can add them from here and save. But let's go ahead and just leave it as is, cancel. And then we also see the rest of their booking information here. You can see what page they booked on. You can change the status of this in case you want to cancel it from here. Let's keep it. You can see when it was created, and you can also reschedule from here as well. All right, so I do want to show you what it looks like to book with the other calendars as well. So let's go ahead and book an appointment. You can see as admins, you can create appointments right here from the dashboard itself. And let's book a contract review. All right, so here's our confirmation, and let's take a look. So you can see that our contract review was booked with Jerry, Elaine, and George. So all three of those because we selected the all assignment. And lastly, I guess we can book an appointment with Elaine. All right, so booking this appointment, when we look at our dashboard, you can see that Susan was booked with Elaine. I guess since Elaine has two appointments, let's adjust this and give it to somebody else. Let's give it to George, remove Elaine, and save. All right, so this is basically how the team member booking works. So again, just as a recap, we think Simply Schedule Appointments is a fabulous team booking alternative to Calendly, especially if you're using a WordPress website. You can't beat the price difference here, especially as your team grows. You'll know that you don't have to worry about an increasing subscription every single month, just the flat fee just to cover the license, which includes our 5-star support, as well as bug fixes, new features, just general improvements throughout the year. And Simply Schedule Appointments also offers far more flexibility when it comes to matching your branding, matching your color schemes, matching your website layouts. We're just better for WordPress websites in general, especially when you want to maintain a consistent brand look and feel. Next, our team member features are almost aligned to Calendly. In some ways we do beat them, especially with our upcoming new features, including resources and round robin assignment. I would say right now we're pretty much even, but soon we will be ahead. All right. Again, Simply Schedule Appointments is built for WordPress. We have WordPress at the top of our mind. We want to make sure it's the best experience for booking appointments when using WordPress websites. And lastly, our 5-star support team is always here to answer your questions, make sure that you have the smoothest booking experience possible. So anytime you need help, anytime you have a question, you can always reach out to us and you can be assured that you will get an answer within the next business day. So with all that said, please let us know if you guys have any questions. Let us know if you guys want to see a demo site. We can create a custom demo site for you. And we also offer a 30-day refund period. So if you want to give this a try on your personal website and see if it's going to be a good fit, you can always do that. And if you don't like it, just let us know. We'll get you your money back. So I hope this was helpful and have a nice day, you guys. Thank you for joining me.